Hey everyone, Robert here from Mesh Masters. I promised to do another portfolio review for Lucas. So let's jump straight into it. As always, I do this while I look at it for the first time. So here we go. The ArtStation of Lucas, first impression is very limited work, really a beginner. I would actually say not ready yet to really, find a job or do freelancing work. For Lucas, he's really in the beginning stages, which is fine, which is good. It's a student, but the work he does have doesn't look too bad. I'm not going to make this video too long because I think he's at the beginning of his journey. Oh, sorry. The rock sculpt looks quite good. I am going to judge this for a student, not necessarily a professional looking for a job. Yeah, my first impression is, like I said, a student. Definitely some good work for a student. Maybe you're in your first or second year of your studies. Let me quickly load up these. Scroll down, please. Come on. And this one too. Oh, yeah, we already have this one. This one too. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, interesting model. It's a practice model, in my opinion. Good to step into ZBrush. The Lego piece also looks good. Again, it's all student practices or studies, which are good in general. So my advice is not going to be about necessarily your work. This one's very simple, by the way. You didn't do your, unless it was your creative choice, but there is no smoothing here. Very simple object. So instead of giving you a portfolio review, what I'm going to do is say that I think for somebody who's new in 3D art, you're already tackling different elements. So having a finished Lego model brings its own challenges. Having done a ZBrush sculpt brings its own challenges. And I consider these studies, and I think that's good. So you're in a good path. The biggest advice I can give you is, just like with any skill, for example, also learning an instrument or singing or music or sports, it's really about making the hours and putting the hours in. So I would say focus on that. So do multiple smaller sculpts, multiple smaller models. And even if they seem very simple, just put the hours in and make sure whenever you put your hours in, or you're choosing to do a small study or model, don't make it too big or too much out of your comfort zone, but also don't make it too much in your comfort zone. So maybe, for example, this Lego piece was a very difficult challenge, but you completed it. That's a good, that's like the good middle point, where it's not too difficult that you never completed it, or you feel this dread of it's too much, but it still challenged you. Whereas I think maybe the turret was possibly too easy. So the next step with the turret would be create a new turret, which is a step further. So maybe you are going to aim to do a better design. Or the same with the sculpt. Like everything is very uniform, right? It's like this rocky structure everywhere, which is good, and it learns how to use brushes and, do the, brush work. But maybe for the next step, it would be create another rocky sculpt, but focus on maybe adding a face or eyes. So it's not going to be a full-blown character, but you're still pushing yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone. Another good step would be, for example, to take an asset like the Lego piece and try texturing it, UVing and texturing it. So like I said, these steps out of your comfort zone, but not so much that you're never going to finish it. And then just put in the hours. So make sure you're consistent in doing the work, I'm putting in the hours, but also here, just like going to the gym, if you're gonna make it too, let's call it militaristic, at some point you're never gonna go to the gym, or it's becoming inconsistent because you're doing it from too much resistance, right? You're pushing through resistance, and to an extent doing that is fine, but if you do it too much, there's a big chance you're just not going to do it at all. So also here it is better to do smaller tasks. So if we take the gym as an example, only go to the gym for like 20 minutes and you do like 3 exercises. Doing smaller sets like that, but it makes it easy to do it in a consistent pace, is better than to try to do this epic workout, but you're going to do it with resistance at some point. So also here, these small little Lego pieces or a little turret or maybe a little sculpt is actually probably better if it means you're going to do more consistent work. That's going to be my main advice, really. Put in the work, make sure it happens consistently. From a portfolio review standpoint, I would say come back to me when you're a bit further. As always, if you have more questions, or if anybody else wants a portfolio review or some quick advice, just reach out to me. I'd love to help. I'm on this new journey in helping artists after I've been doing this work for about 22 years now and running my own studio, which is called Mesh Masters. So yeah, I'm trying to give back, so make sure you reach out, and I hope to catch you on LinkedIn or ArtStation.